So thanks everyone for being here. This is the information session for our Business for Good clinics for spring 22. So the idea here is today is just to give an overview of the plans for this clinic, what our plans are, and give you a background, where we're coming from, where the objectives are, and it's basically just a quick overview, nothing too lengthy, hopefully. But before I get started, my name is Wellington Spedic. I'm a faculty here at Anderson, and my research and teaching is around sustainable business management. So I teach on the undergrad and graduate levels. I've been here at Anderson for almost 9 years now. And this is, again, as I said, our second pilot for these clinics. We did one in the fall, and I think it was really well accepted, so we decided to do it again. So Alice, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Alice, and I am working here with Dr. Spedic. I did my undergraduate degree in environmental science, and have worked in the nonprofit and public sector for a few years before deciding to go back to grad school. And I helped to facilitate the clinic last semester with the help of our clinic coach, who we'll talk about more a little bit later. And yeah, just really excited to share more about what this opportunity could be for students who are listening in and who may be watching us later. Thank you.
Okay, so just a quick overview of what the New Mexico for Good is, and why we want to use the business of force for good. So we start this program officially a couple years ago, but last year that we really picked up some energy. And there are several reasons why we're doing this, and the main one, of course, is business is a tremendous force and it can be used for good. Ideas of stakeholder capitalism are really popular nowadays. How to account for your impact just beyond your simple profit mode, how to account for other stakeholders and for a greater good.
Sorry.
Yep, it's okay. So our idea with the program, especially focusing New Mexico, is to be a convener, right, for change makers, while also focusing on some of the research and the teaching that's available around using business as a force for good. So you can see these clinics are both on the teaching side and on the convener side, because we attract clients or other companies that are interested in becoming B Corp certified. So this is pretty much one of the key efforts of the New Mexico for Good program. Just some of the efforts that we have been focusing on lately. So we organized a few symposiums around this topic. We have engaged with students and entrepreneurs, especially social entrepreneurs, and we've become what we call the part of the B economy. And by becoming a member of the B Academics, and B, of course, stands for B Corps or benefit corporations. We have done some work around outdoor recreation. We have got a grant from Seed Innovate Steer Labs last year to do some work around Northern New Mexico and this idea of technology and how technology is many times not well understood by different communities. So we have several efforts going on, and I encourage you to check our webpage for more details, but today is about the clinics, right? So our Business for Good clinics. So we did one last fall, and there's plenty of information about that on the website too, including testimonials from the students. So the idea here today is to keep going on that effort and do one in the spring. So today we're going to talk about that and how the spring one will look like. Next slide.
Cool.
Yep, next one. Yeah.
Perfect.
You want to take it away, Alice? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Professor Spedick. So today I'm just going to give you a brief overview of B corporations and then really dive into the meat of our presentation today. I'm talking about the clinic itself. So first off, for those of you who aren't familiar with what certified B Corps are, really they've become the gold standard in terms of responsible businesses, partially because they, B Lab, which is the nonprofit behind this movement, have created a certification program for these businesses. And it sort of represents, it's the only verifiable third-party certification that businesses can get out there, businesses can achieve. And it's really comprehensive because it certifies the entire business, its operations, how it treats its employees, et cetera, as opposed to just a product. So that's part of the reason why we're focusing on this particular metric. So within New Mexico, there's already an existing community of B Corps, which we're really excited about. And so we're hoping that this clinic will help to kind of spur this movement forward, and we can see a growth of responsible businesses in the state. So the clinic really is operates in this niche where we bring together students to act as consultants to help aspiring B Corps to come into this community. So really, student learning is at the core of the clinic mission. And as you can see, as we'll go over going forward, you'll see how we've incorporated this mission statement into the clinic. So first of all, when you become accepted into the clinic itself, you'll have access to a ton of resources. We have a clinic handbook that kind of outlines the details of the clinic in terms of exact timelines and deliverables. We have a very comprehensive resource folder as well, so you'll get access to that once you're accepted. There is also a variety of informational videos, and then we also have a clinic coach who previously worked with B Lab, and she's an incredible resource for this clinic. So she will act as to support you in achieving the clinic mission. So here's a broad overview of the clinic timeline. Got a lot of things going on this first week, but really we're looking to hammer down a project agreement by the 18th, and then have your final presentations completed by April 15th. So here's a generic map, so to speak, of how the teams, what the goals are for the clinic. So as you can see, team members are really focused on accomplishing clinic goals, whereas the team coach is really focused on supporting students. And similarly, the company representative is also focused towards those clinic goals. So in terms of student expectations for this clinic, we really encourage you to really dive into this experience, because it's, kind of like internships. You can see that the more you put in, the more you're going to get out of this experience. But we also encourage you to have a lot of fun, ask a lot of questions, and really make the most of it. Some best practices, again, ask lots of questions and put yourself out there. This is a really great opportunity to network, not only among your peers, but among the B Corp community. And then similarly, on the other side, we do have expectations for companies. We expect them to communicate with you regularly and and share what it is like to be in the business world and in this space, and trying to be innovative in a very positive way. And these are the sort of things that they'll be doing in advance of the clinic. They'll be focusing on providing you with projects that meet these indicators. So you're able to really help them strategically improve their business. All right, that's our brief overview. Do we have any questions at this point in time? And if you do, maybe just chime in or feel free to pop something in the chat. Well, I might just pop on to the next slide here. We're almost done, and we can hold our questions till the end if you'd like. This is our next steps. So students' applications will be due on Monday, and we will be selecting student teams then. On Friday, February 4th, we will be hosting a student orientation. So we will have an exciting week next week. And then by once we complete that, we're really looking to have a drafted project agreement by February 18th. There'll be a decent amount of support there with a workshop with our clinic coach. And then finally, if you choose to take this clinic for credit, we will need to process some paperwork sometime in February. So that is also on the horizon. Is there any other questions that we can cover at this point in time?
I just have a quick one, and I apologize, I might have missed this earlier, but where can we find the application?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the application is on our website. So I can pop that I'll send the link in a follow-up email. And so it's just on the New Mexico for Good website. We have a page dedicated to the B Corp or to the Business for Good clinic itself. And then under the student, there's a header that says students, and then there's a link that says apply here. So I'll be sure to send that to you.
Thank you very much. That's great.
So just a quick update too. Last semester we worked with 2 companies and 8 students. This semester we're likely looking at just 1 company and just 1 group of students, unless something really extraordinary happens in terms of we have several applicants and they say I want to do it, I need to do it. So the point is we may have a lot of time for interactions and really a deep dive into this process. And I really encourage you to look at the testimonials that students that participated last semester, and you can see how enthusiastic they were, and maybe helps you decide on this. I leave it to you if you want to do it for credit or not. Last semester we had 8 students and 4 of them did for credit, so you'd be registered with me under an independent study for 3 credits. So it's up to you.